And if it didn't happen, doesn't mean it's not true.
Right, but okay, who wrote Genesis? When did it happen?
Why did he write it? What was going on in his day? Right, exactly.
Story.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to keep on
Amen.
back to that.
That's the work of faith.
You know,
If you're going to grapple with it.
right,
Yeah.
and you say, okay, well maybe part of this is myth.
And what does myth mean? Is myth only to be understood in a spurious way? Myth is bullshit. No. Or is myth more
Some
than
people
that?
here have been journeying with years here, and it's been expressed in multiple ways.
And that's why you're new to this. If you come every week, you'll get a little more. Some of you in here are way smarter than me. What it is that's not difficult. What it is that I've had the exposure and soaked in this. It's not something like I present it to your mind. Myth is all true, never happened. What the hell does that mean? Psychologically, we're committed to things. When we accept something as true, we're committed in a psychological way. We hook up to it. So then when an alternate thing gets told to you, you got to get through that psychological barrier. And that takes a while. That's why you got to hear it again. You got to hear it from another person. No, that you got to say to another person, is he teaching true? That doesn't make sense to me. That's part of the masticating it. That's part of the chewing it.
Think of when you learned it.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm saying, okay, well, you're talking about Jesus, Mary, Adam and Eve. When did we learn? Well, we learned that like in first grade, second grade. So, okay, there's a nice little story that somebody my age might.
You want to come to exactly right.
Okay, so you.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
It's not the opposite. When I first came out, I was like,
Sure.
I thought you were denying it, but it's not you're denying it. You're just
Expanding
the
it.
foundation, and then you're growing on it.
Amen. I'm clarifying, hopefully, but part of that means we got to get rid of false assumptions, beliefs that are secondary matter stuff. So Jesus is God. That means he's a perfect answer man. If he wanted to be the best sailor, he could be the best sailor. See, this is the problem. What are you thinking when you say Jesus is God? What's the kind of baggage that gets connected to that? Now, some people want to oversimplify things. They want to say, don't even question it. Don't think about it. It's wrong to think about. This is the very unfortunate fideistic response that was condemned by Vatican I. No, Catholics have done it too. That was not condemned. Yes, Protestants do it, but that was not condemned at Trent, which was the response to the Protestant Reformation in the 1500s. That was addressed in 1869 to 1871. It was a problem with modernity and in-house Catholic responses to modernity. Who cares? God can do whatever he wants. God can do absurdities if he wants. No, the Catholic Church condemned that thinking. They said that's fideism. It also condemned rationalism. The idea that you can figure it all out with your brain. And no, we condemn that too. We said the faith is fides et ratio. Faith is reasonable, consonant with reason. But that doesn't mean that the things of the faith are at the level of human reason. They're beyond human reason, but they're never against reason. They're never absurdities. So this is something we got to understand. I can believe in something even if I don't fully understand it. That's called the grammar of assent. I can put it into words. I believe in God. It's not untrue. But wait a minute. Originally, when I said that, as like Lucy was saying, as a first grader, I meant God as Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. Sometime later, hopefully Catholics, before hospice, I hope that I reach a point to realize that God is not a genie and never had a friend like me, because if that's the truth, when I'm in hospice and my kids aren't visiting me, I'm going to be a real negative atheist there. So God is not the Robin Williams genie ain't never had a friend like me. But you know what? As a kid, is that okay to have that first? Does that make the faith of the kid wrong because he believes, my God, a genie ain't never had a friend like me mixed with Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy? Does that make it wrong to have that idea of God? No, not at first, but you can't stay there. So then we go a little further. He's not a genie. Boko Haram is coming down the way, 60 miles up the way. I'll just wish them away with the genie God. No, Boko Haram's going to come and kill everybody. Is that because God doesn't exist? Well, you see, if I'm stuck with the Robin Williams God, the genie from Aladdin, you can see why people lose faith. Because the God that they're denying exists, right, should have been denied a long time before Boko Haram came up on the way.